This is the cheat sheet review for lesson number 14 where we worked with dates and times. So let's go ahead and add that to our cheat sheet. It's getting quite long now. Working with dates and times, CS-ASP_014. All right, there we go. And so we did a couple of different things here. We started by creating new date time objects, and there were a couple different ways to do this. So date time, my date time equals date time dot now to get this very moment when that line of code is executing. Okay, and we also said that you can get some time, some moment in time in the past or future in a number of different ways, but I'm just going to add one of them to our cheat sheet. Date, time, and then a string. So we go 12 for December, 7 for the month, and 1969 for the year. And just remember, these are localized, okay, depending on your country. Okay, we also talked about formatting, and we noted that there were many options available to us, but basically it all comes down to going into IntelliSense and looking for the word to, and then there are, a dozen different ways to format helper methods that would allow us to do that, including toString. Okay, so we also talked about retrieving parts of a given date time, and so there were things like my date time dot year, and remember that is going to return back a data type integer. My date time dot hour, which as well will return an integer. There was my date time dot day week, and so for example that's going to return back a string like Monday, for example, and then my date time dot day of year, which will return back an int like 175, for example. Okay, and then we also did some date time math, which is always fun. So my date time dot add, and there were many different adds. So there was like add hour, for example, and there is, if you want to subtract, the easiest way to do it is to go ahead and add, for example, add minute, and then use a negative integer for that value. Okay, to subtract 5 minutes from the current value of my date time. And then the final thing that we talked about, and I want to get this on our cheat sheet, is the notion of chaining. It's using multiple helper methods together with the dot operator. Okay, so my date time dot add hour, let's say we'll add 3 hours, dot add minute, we can go -5, and then toString, and it would all work just fine. Okay, so in the next lesson we're going to talk about spans of time. We've talked about instances, a specific moment in time down to the millisecond using the datetime object. What about a distance, like it took 3 years, 5 months, 6 days, 13 hours, and whatever. So we can find out, for example, how old we are by going from today's date and the day you were born, and that'll be the example we'll use in the next lesson. We'll see you there. Thanks.